Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Sagittarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. All right, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Sagittarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And there's a Prince of Cups to begin. Interesting. There's a question, perhaps, of authenticity here. That's the vibe that I get with this. But let's put this into some context. I don't know if this is a shadow aspect of ourselves, or if maybe this could be a water sign person in our lives. All right. That's some more water energy. Interesting. A lot of court cards. Ooh, and the universe, the star. We've got a lot of very good cards here. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. Going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot for our mystery card today. And that seems about right. Little horse on top, and we're not going to look at that card until the very end, all right? And hopefully it'll tie everything together, give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. All right. So let's look at this again. We've got quite a bit going on now. We've got our major arcana, 1, 2, and 3 major arcana. We just have a little bit of fire here down below. We've got water, water, water. We've got air and air. And we have our earth. Now, as far as the major arcana goes, we have water, we have air, and we have earth, again, with the majors, right? Because it's the Aquarius, Scorpio, and then we've got the earth or Saturn energy here with the universe card. So very interesting that the only fire is down here, and I think this is our engine room. We're trying to get things started with this. We're trying to really kind of activate ourselves, right? Because we want to get to this 10 of Cups. But I think there's a question of authenticity with someone. Now, this could really be, because we do have the water, we have the air, we have the earth court cards here, and even more air court cards. So I wonder if there is a question of this person's motivations, of their authenticity, right? It could be that we're going through something like this about ourselves, trying to figure out, well, which one of these kind of personalities am I? Am I the water? Am I the air? Am I the earth kind of personality? Or if it is something that's projected externally onto another person, what is their true nature? What do they really want? What is their motivation? Because I see with the end result here, we're trying to find our place in the universe. We're trying to become whole. We are trying to evolve. We see both of, the death card and the universe card. We are trying to grow and blossom into our kind of cosmic nature here. And it's time for us to really open ourselves up to that divine influence, to the starlight that's coming through. So we'll see how these 3 cards might kind of interact with each other. But I think for right now, we're questioning this person a little bit. It might be someone about your age, maybe a masculine energy is what I'm feeling first off. But I feel like you're unsure what their true motivations are, right? I think that you are someone who is very good at kind of seeing past the persona, You're able to really get a good impression of a person just kind of by feeling their vibe, by interacting with them. So I think you can see behind the mask with a lot of people. But this particular person, it might be a romantic thing, because look at we have the Princess of Cups here in yesterday's energy. So maybe it's a new thing. Maybe this is somebody who we are just getting to know, and we're having a difficult time figuring out if their intentions, align with ours. Because we see here's the Queen of Swords here, looking for clarity. We're looking to kind of see through this mask, right? And there's more air energy, and there's the kind of intuitive air energy here with this Star card. So there's something I think that began recently, and we're kind of wondering if this person is contributing to our Ten of Cups or taking away from our Ten of Cups, right? Are they adding to your life, or are they detracting from your life, right? And there's a chance that this is not, another person. When I say this other, whatever this other is, it doesn't have to be a person. It could be a particular interest of ours in any field. It could be a career interest, a field of study. It could be something that has come into our lives, an opportunity, a business thing, a career choice, whatever it is, a hobby, an avocation. We're wondering if it really is meant for us, right? We're wondering if it is, again, contributing to our fullness, our happiness, or if it's kind of taking away from that. To me, it feels like it is a recent thing, a recent interest, something that you just started getting involved with, maybe a person, maybe an interest or something. So I feel like we're still kind of testing the waters, and I don't think we've given it enough time yet to really see if it is right for us. We're trying to see how we can implement this into our life. Is it going to be a part of our happiness, a part of our evolution, a part of our transcendence, and our wholeness, right? Because we have a lot of ideas of kind of completion here. We have all of these court cards, not this one, but these. We have all of these court cards, and that one, of course. But then the other cards we have are all cards of completion, wholeness, transforming, becoming this complete and balanced being, right? So in the Ten of Cups, it's about getting everything that we need, not necessarily everything that we desire, right? Because I think we have our desires mostly here. It's something that's just kind of seemed fun. It seemed like it's going to feel good. I want to do this. But when it really comes down to it, we have to be honest with ourselves. Is this meant for us? Is this really contributing to this sense of fullness and completion and wholeness that I'm looking for? Right? That, I think, is the big question for you right now, because we want everything to be part of this Four of Wands. This is the only fire energy we have in the reading. I can't even squeeze any of these other cards for any fire energy, right? It's all air and earth and water and various combinations of that, to be honest with you. So this is the fire that we have, and this is kind of this is underneath everything. This is the foundation, and this is the Four of Wands. This is what truly drives us. And this has been a common theme throughout the Sagittarius readings, taking our fire, our consciousness, our creativity, our will, our spirit, and finding manifestation for it, right? Creating an environment, being able to complete our will, whatever it might be. It might be self-work, it might be creative work externally. It's both. It's all of it, right? It's everything, and that's the universe or world card. Every aspect of our life has to contribute to every other aspect. Everything's connected in our lives. And that's also shown by the complete depiction of the tree of life here with the 10 cups. Everything is filled. Everything is connected to everything else. And that's what we're striving for, right? And this is kind of showing a more significant or purpose-driven connection, interconnectedness. But overall, I think the goal, like I said, the goal is this universe or world card. Becoming fully balanced, where all of our elements are fulfilled and functioning optimally, and the sum is greater than the parts, right? There's this transcendent experience. We want everything to be part of this plan, right? And this is the manifestation of our fire. This is the only fire we have in the reading, right? So this is very important, and this seems to me like it's kind of the standard against which you judge everything else, especially whatever this new water situation is that's come into our lives. How does it fit in with this system that we've created, with the kind of rhythm of our lives, with how we are every day, moment to moment, decision by decision, manifesting our creative fire, right? Everything is done with intention. Everything is done with creativity and love, and with this spiritual energy behind it. How does this water measure up to this, right? That's the big question. Now, looking forward, of course, is that death card. Death card is very positive, transformative energy. But it seems to almost imply that either this water energy is contributing to your transformation, right? That's one way that we can look at this. And it seems like this is probably a good way to look at it. That this water energy, this new opportunity, the search for authenticity within this opportunity or this relationship or this partnership, whatever it is going to lead to a deeper understanding of who we are and what we want. And that deeper understanding is going to further our spiritual transformation. So I don't want to spoil the fun before it really gets started, right? With the Ten of Cups, I feel like this is something that might ultimately be temporary, okay? And I know that's probably not what you want to hear. But I feel like a 10 here is this relationship, this partnership, whatever this water energy is. Again, okay, these water court cards, whatever these are. I feel like we're going to experience that relationship as fully as we can. Whether it's a business, a career, a promotion, a creative endeavor, or a romantic relationship, or a friendship, whatever it is, a hobby, We're going to experience that to the utmost, as fully as we possibly can. Then I think we're going to move on from it. So the Ten of Cups is saying, enjoy it now as fully as you can. Immerse yourself in it. Learn everything that you can from it. Don't be concerned with what's coming after, right? Just allow it to run its course and be present during that process. And then when it's time to let it go and to kind of transform this experience, you can be ready to do that, knowing that you participate in it, in fully immersed in it, right? I don't feel like this is something that is everlasting. It may last 5 days, it may last 50 years, but it's something that is ultimately going to have to be transformed. Okay, I don't know how else to put that in a gentler way. It's going to end at some point. Okay. But that doesn't mean that it is not worth the effort to be in that energy. Yeah. I think that it is a very important experience for you. I think that we are looking for growth and transformation, and this is an opportunity for us to to see the significance of everything, even those transient, temporary connections, joys, loves, interests. It is all part of your manifestation. But this wheel keeps turning, right? This Four of Wands, there is this idea of things coming in cycles. Everything, the wheel is going to turn around and around and around. Every cycle is going to be completed, but progress is still being made. It's not just a wheel that spins in place, it's actually moving the cart forward. I wonder if the mystery card will be the Chariot or something. Maybe the Wheel of Fortune. I feel like we're understanding that all things do come to an end. That doesn't detract from their meaning, their significance, or what we've gained from that experience. The details of this situation may change. This person, this hobby, this path might transform, might change, it might fall away. But this energy, the experience, how we feel about it, that doesn't change. That is something that we take with us, right? These details are going to change. It's the fact of life. The cycle will complete and you'll start a new cycle. But we continue this journey slowly and steadily, no matter what happens. We could try to cling to this, we could have a lot of regret, or we could lament this departing, but time keeps moving forward. Our evolution, our growth keeps moving forward. Now, we've got these conflicting air energies. We have the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords. We have a fire of, I guess I did find a little bit of fire. We have the fire of air and the water of air here. So I think this one here, this card is kind of that, almost that doubt that you have. Kind of saying, look, if this is going to just be a temporary thing, if this isn't going to last, if this isn't going to be a kind of, let's say, permanent part of my life, then I don't want it. Right? You're thinking in terms of fire, like I want something that is going to be with me, that's going to be part of my life, that's going to further my manifestation and my creative expression. So there's part of us that thinks, well, if this is just temporary, then it's not going to do that and I don't want it. But then we have the Queen of Swords, we're trying to take a different perspective on this. We're trying to use a little bit of that water of air energy, and that is to appreciate, to understand, to be able to reflect on this water, right? Even though the water, yes, it continues to flow, we can still see ourselves in it, right? We can still see that reflection. We can still appreciate and understand the depth of that experience. It's not meaningless. Just because things come into your life and then they depart again doesn't make them meaningless, right? So I think this is a relatively new thing, but I feel like you're in it now. And I feel like part of you is rejecting it, maybe looking for something wrong, looking for the lack of authenticity, right, with this Knight of Swords. But then there's also part of you, I think the part that is informed from the starlight above, the part of you that is appreciating this for whatever it is, however long it lasts. We're not trying to think of the end, but we're not trying to cling to something that is reaching the end of its life, of its usefulness. Yeah. So we're getting this higher perspective, and the higher we get above the situation itself, right? We get this perspective. We take the mask off. We're honest with ourselves. The higher up in the atmosphere we get, the closer we get to the starlight, right? The closer we get to that intuitive appreciation, that intuitive understanding. It's not just us trying to investigate or reason it out. It's not so much a fire and air that's looking at this water. It's a little bit more the spiritual vision. Yeah. And I think that this is really the kind of work that we need to do. We need to try to get this higher perspective on things. Because the next cards here, this is a lot of work. We've got this Prince of Pentacles here. You've got a lot to do. You're a busy person. So this card here, we don't want this card. We don't want to waste our time. We don't want to put effort into this. We don't want to work on this if we're going to have to just let it go anyway. Right? Because we're looking for something solid, something permanent. But this card too, even the universe or the world card, it has some shadow to it. It has some light and some shadow, which we'll get to. The Prince of Pentacles, though, is the card we don't want. This is the position of what we don't want. We don't want to waste our time. We don't want to waste our effort on something if it's just going to, leave. If it's just going to be gone. If we're going to have to just get rid of it anyway, what's the use, right? It's a very practical card, this one. This is in the position of what we don't want. We don't want to put in the work if it's not going to be a lasting part of our process, of our lives. This is also the card that we need, though, right? And this, I think, is the struggle, putting effort and energy, physical, mental, emotional, creative energy into something, even though it's a temporary thing, even though this is like we do all of this work to create a piece of art, right? Thousands of hours to create this thing. And then when we're done, we just throw it in the fire, right? Or we throw it in the ocean or something, and it's just gone, right? Does that make the experience meaningless? I don't think so. So this, I think, is our obstacle. This is what we're trying to overcome on our path to wholeness, on our path to this kind of cosmic consciousness, in a very kind of abstract way. But this is our struggle here. How much effort do we put into things when it seems like there's no real lasting purpose to it? Well, we're trying to understand intuitively, right, with our kind of cosmic, we're trying to understand this process. This is the process. This is us understanding the process. Now, the universe or world card. This has that Saturn aspect to it. Yeah. The one thing about this card is it's an idea of restriction. Saturn is that very constricting, contracting kind of energy, right? It's holding everything back. This is the clinging. This is that desire that we have to keep things, to own things, right? Feel like we own the world, right? We own the planet. We own our gardens, and we own ownership's a big thing, right? Everybody wants to own something. We can take care of things. We can be custodians, but there's this idea of trying to restrict everything. So with this situation that you're in, we're trying to restrict it. We're trying to keep it. We're trying to kind of restrain it. We're trying to, kind of chain it to the pole or something. And I feel like that is setting us up for disaster, setting us up for a dilemma like this. Right? And a dilemma like this Prince of Pentacles, too. Is work only meaningful when it results in ownership? When it's something that we get to keep at the end? How many times do we do some sort of work for literally no reward, or no possession at the end, right? No product in our hand at the end of all of this work? It goes even deeper than that. It's kind of like, I've been doing all this work, but what is there to show for it, right? Well, I think that's really a Prince of Pentacles problem. There's a lot of other cards here, The Earth cards, these are the cards that are kind of coming last, right? This idea of, manifestation. Are things only real when it results in a tangible thing that I get to own? And even a situation like this, if this is a romantic experience, that's a big kind of hot button issue too. The idea of possession and ownership. Even in romantic relationships, it's something that we need a new perspective on, right? Just because this may not be something that results as a permanent fixture in your life, right? An ornament in your life. Reminds me of the Doors movie. Anyway, just because it's not something permanent in our lives doesn't mean that it's not worthwhile. So I think that's the dilemma that we're searching for here. And we're trying to find, like at the very beginning I said, it's that authenticity that we're trying to discover, trying to see if this is something that's worth our effort. Well, maybe we have to change our perspective and find out, what does that mean? If something is worth our effort, if something is, authentically for us, what does that mean to you? We'll all have different answers, of course, but that's something we have to ask. Let's look at the mystery card. Let's see what Mr. Ed has to say today. Yeah, I don't know. I was thinking Chariot card, but I don't know. That doesn't seem too appropriate. I guess maybe it does, with the Prince of Pentacles and the Prince of Cups here. I don't know. Let's just see what we have. Well, we have Strength. The Strength or the Lust card. This is kind of about ownership, but it's ownership of our own power. It's ownership of our own experience. The only thing that we have is our strength. The only thing that we truly, and I don't think we really even possess ourselves or our consciousness. I guess there's no idea of possession or ownership when everything is one. If there's a unity, then there's no other that can be possessed, right? But this is the awakening to our own experience, right? This is the Lust card in the Thoth deck. It's called Strength elsewhere. This is the passionate union between ourselves and this universe in this kind of experience that produces all of this. Without us encountering something that, obviously this is getting our attention, whatever this situation or this person is, it's piqued our interest. And it's only through those experiences, uniting ourselves with these kinds of experiences, things that, kind of awaken us, that bring us to, either greater awareness of ourselves, of our experience, that lead us to kind of higher experiences of intuition, of spirit, that awaken our love, our passions. Those kinds of experiences are that is the result. That is the reward in itself, is that experience, right? To feel this. Even if at the end of the day, I don't get to go home with a prize. I didn't win the teddy bear or whatever. It's the experience. It's having fun, right? It's enjoying ourselves. It is having this human experience. There's no prize at the end, right? We know, in a very literal sense, we know what the prize is at the end, but yet we're all still playing the game. Because that is the experience of it, and that is all we truly have, that's all we truly are, is this process of uniting our senses, our consciousness, our higher senses, with the just chaos, the infinite chaos of energy coming in, right? And filtering it and trying to make sense of it and trying to get a clear picture of what our experience is. Yeah. My cat's come to confirm. She's actually come to tell me it's time to get going. So we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. We're going to do an extended reading here. Let me get this cat. Come here. Come on. It's all right. Maybe she likes the lights because they're pretty warm. I don't know. Anyway, we are going to do an extended. If you want to stick around, click on the link in the corner. New readings come out every day, 6 a.m. Chicago time, so please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the readings, all right? Thank you so much for being here, and thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.